Traders Help Desk, and I just wanted to give you an overview of the new ATR support and resistance indicator that is available for TradeStation and multi-charts, and hopefully very soon for NinjaTrader. As you can see, there's quite a few colors on my screen. The white colors indicate the support and resistance based on the ATR on the lower time frame, which in this case is a 12-minute chart. Then the blue indicates the support and resistance from your medium term time frame, which in this case would be a 45-minute. And then, of course, the red plus sign and dot represents the support and resistance from your higher time frame or the 180-minute chart. Now, for those of you that read my post on the Nadex.com market news, you know that I expected crude to go down yesterday at the crude oil inventory, and the reason was because I was using this indicator. And it was actually pretty simple. You can see that it was within this little congestion zone here, and it had come up and tried to test the ATR here, and it could not break it. Then it came down and went back up and tested it. And it was at this point I actually anticipated the market to go down. The crude oil inventory was released right after this bar here, and of course it did go down. My anticipation was it would either come to the blue dot or it would come down here to the red. Now the red did pull up towards price, but it did hit it, and I suspect it will come back to about 51.98. Now this is on crude. When you purchase the indicator, either for TradeStation or multi-charts, I do send you the workspace because I load all of the time frames, and that way you just change the symbols and you're ready to go after you import the tool. Now it does work on all time frames and all markets, okay? So this is the Euro Yen, and you can see that it was testing the white ATR, and it just continued up, came back and tested the dot here, went back up, came back to the ATR, came back to the ATR in the dot, and then moved up again. It has now tested the white ATR, which has flipped, and I anticipate it's going to come down to 132.40. Now, for those of you that have been with me a while, I tell you there's always a sweet spot, and I love trying to hit the sweet spots. And this is your sweet spot. You can see there's nothing in the way of this coming down to this level here. And that's always the typical entry point for me, is when I have a sweet spot. Now, it's not just on the Euro Yen. You can actually go and look at the Aussie dollar. And again, the same exact scenario where it's actually playing off of these ATRs. And that's the reason I called it the ATR support and resistance. For those that joined the webinar last night, I was trading the Australian employment change number, and my bias was to the upside. And when you look at this, you can see why my bias was to the upside. It had come down, tested this congestion dot, and I anticipated it going up, and of course it did on the euro dollar. And this is really just trading the ATR levels. I have said for a long time that I believe the ATR levels act as support and resistance, and you can actually see that when you start using this indicator. You can see where they're testing these levels, and then they're going to the next level. They come back and test again, they go back to test again. They come down, then they go back. I mean, this is typical price behavior. It doesn't really matter what market you're trading. This is the indicator that will actually help you see the current support and resistance.